हेलो गाइस, नमस्ते एंड वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल। दोस्तों, क्या आपको पता है कि स्पेस में जो सैटेलाइट्स है वो हम किन किन चीजों के लिए इस्तेमाल करते हैं? वी यूज इट फॉर सर्वेलेंस, रिकॉनेसेंस, नेविगेशन, कम्युनिकेशन एंड मेनी मेनी अदर थिंग्स। कौन सा क्रॉप किस फार्मर ने कहां लगाया है, कौन सा साइक्लोन कब और कहां हिट होगा, आपने जो बर्गर ऑर्डर किया है जोमेटो से वो आप तक कब तक पहुंचेगा, ये सब हम सैटेलाइट से ट्रैक कर सकते हैं, नेविगेट कर सकते हैं। सिर्फ इतना ही नहीं, कौन सी चाइनीज सबमरीन या शिप इस वक्त कहां है, हम ये भी ट्रैक कर सकते हैं। सैटेलाइट्स के बहुत सारे सिविलियन और मिलिट्री यूज है। सिर्फ इतना ही नहीं, एक इंटरेस्टिंग फैक्ट यह है कि जब रशिया यूक्रेन वॉर स्टार्ट हुआ और रशिया ने यूक्रेन के सारे कम्युनिकेशन एसेट्स डिस्ट्रॉय कर दिए, उस वक्त स्पेस एक्स और स्टारलिंक टर्मिनल्स की मदद से ही प्रेसिडेंट जेलेंस्की यूज्ड टू कम्युनिकेट विथ हिज पीपल एंड हिज फॉरेन काउंटरपार्ट्स। मतलब स्पेस हैज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल टू प्ले इन आवर लाइफ। क्यों? बिकॉज वन हु कंट्रोल स्पेस can control the information or the data. And in this 21st century, one who controls information or data can control the world. So guys, in this video, we will be talking about cis-lunar space. What is cis-lunar space? How you can militarize the cis-lunar space and what will be the use of cis-lunar space once it is militarized, and how this process of militarization of cis-lunar space is going on at a geopolitical level. So guys, stay tuned till the end. So guys, what is cis-lunar space? Cis-lunar space is the area which expands just beyond the moon's orbit. It is comprised of Earth, Moon and 5 Lagrange points, and these are L1, L2, L3, L4 and L5. This area comes under the gravitational influence of Earth and the Moon, and it is comprised of some very vital orbits. These are low Earth orbits, geosynchronous Earth orbit, highly elliptical high Earth orbit. And one who controls these 5 Lagrange points, these orbits, will control the space. And cislunar space is very important because one who controls space will control the information, will control the communication, will see with a very accurate precision कि भाई अर्थ पे क्या हो रहा है, and so will control the geopolitics on earth. And guys, this is about today. In the future, one who will control cislunar space will also be controlling the resources on the moon and the resources on the future. So guys, cislunar space is very important to be controlled by the nation who wants to become a superpower. So guys, before knowing about the militarization of cislunar space, you must know what is OST. OST stands for Outer Space Treaty, which was signed in year 1967. इस ट्रीटी के हिसाब से कोई भी देश स्पेस में न्यूक्लियर वेपन्स प्लेस नहीं कर सकता, कोई भी स्पेस आर्म्स रेस शुरू नहीं कर सकता. You cannot construct 45 bases, military bases in the space or on the moon. So what are the key factors that will lead to the militarization of cislunar space? One, we have developed a lot of nuclear weapons in this world. Yes, and which are ready to fire at any given point of time. So under this nuclear umbrella, each country wants an upper hand against its adversaries and even the potential adversaries. So to get an upper hand under this nuclear umbrella, any country like China, which has an expansionist mindset, will obviously try to dominate the cislunar system, cislunar space. Yes. Second, anti-ballistic missile treaty of 1972. So what is the connection between anti-ballistic missile and the cislunar space militarization? Let me tell you. Anti-ballistic missiles are used to knock out the incoming ballistic missiles, but the anti-ballistic missiles can also be used to take out the satellites if they are that good, if they are of that high-end technology. Space Pearl Harbor, taking out the whole satellite constellations, and there will be a dark day in that country's history. Third, potential resources on moon's surface and subsurface. So once a country like China gets the control of cislunar space system, they will obviously try to expand the moon, take over the moon and dig the resources in the moon. So these are 3 points which will lead to the rapid militarization of cislunar space. So how one country will try to militarize this cis-lunar space? So what they will do is they will explore the five Lagrange's points, that is L1, L2, L3, L4 and L5, and they will place the direct energy weapon systems on the satellites on these five Lagrange's points. So what are direct energy weapons? These are the weapon platforms which work on the principles of kinetic energy. You just Google it, you will get to know what are direct energy weapons. And these direct energy weapon platforms will act as an anti-satellite weapon to be used against adversary if they do some misadventure. Second, they will place highly maneuverable vector satellites in the orbits like lower Earth orbit, geosynchronous Earth orbit, which will act as a watchtower against the enemy satellites or satellites of adversary. They will watch, is there any direct energy weapon placed by the adversary on the satellite? So USA has a program called cis-lunar highway patrol satellite, in which it wants to place some satellites with hyper maneuverable vectors which will act as a watchtower to them to watch their adversary कि वो space में क्या कर रहे हैं, उनके adversary space में क्या कर रहे हैं. Let me give you another example. China used the L2 Lagrange point during its landing of moon probe, which it landed in the dark side of the moon in 2019. So these Lagrange's points can be used and these orbits can be used to militarize the cis-lunar space. Second, establishing the lunar bases. So moon has got a lot of potential resources that are to be mined someday or other, and that would prompt any country to establish the moon base on the moon. So a country like China has already landed the moon probe on the dark side of the moon. Everyone is in the race to land a probe, explore the moon, and that will someday even lead to establishing a military base on the moon. So that is the second point. So guys, that was all about the cis-lunar space and militarization of cis-lunar space, how a cis-lunar space can be militarized and what will happen once it is militarized. So guys, I have used a lot of terms like militarized, lone superpower, takeover, dominate, not being the warmonger here, but just being proactive to protect the self-interest of my country and self-interest of India and protect India against the future exploitation. So guys, this was all about cis-lunar space. Please like the video, comment below कि आप on और किन topic पे इतना detailed insight चाहते हो. Share this video with your friends, subscribe the channel, and this is Varad Bedekar signing off.